Hey guys, Chi here, and I'm back with another one of these Limbo videos. This time, I'll be giving extra tips on top of the recommended characters to help you clear these final Limbo stages. I will only be covering Limbo 5 and 6 since the first 4 stages are a lot easier in comparison to these final 2 stages. So Limbo 5-1 is not a stage that many people get stuck on, so I'll only go over a few small tips on it. You can basically use any units and team on this stage to be honest, and the top 3 units are all mineral, being Snetto, Balloon Party, and Eternity. Sonetto is just a standard good character with a buff and a disarm, and Balloon is a low investment, easy to use sustainer. Eternity is used in this stage for her type advantage, and for those with I3, she can very easily solo this stage. There's a small mechanic on the stage called Fatigue, and if the enemy gets hit 3 times by a mineral attack, they will lose their one-time revive for 1 turn. This isn't really that important though, because 30% isn't really that much, and the revive doesn't really do a lot. So, other than these 3, you can basically use any other character. For the other side of Limbo 5, the difficulty ramps up a lot. I previously made a video calling this stage quite easy, but now I know it's far from that if you don't have a strong single target DPS, such as Melania or Centurion. The main gimmick of the stage is that the boss will heal a lot, usually around 7 or 8k per turn if it's under half HP. If it's above 50%, it will also lose a similar amount. The boss on the stage doesn't do a lot of damage though, so bringing a sustain is optional on the stage, especially if you have high enough burst damage. The easiest way to describe this stage is DPS check. If you can't dish out enough damage, then it's going to be impossible to clear. This is seen pretty easily, as Melania has a 52% pick rate and Centurion has a 21% pick rate. The other units here are mainly just supports and sustains, nothing really special. If you don't have these units, you can use a Beacorn Bloom, although you may need to make her I3 to dish out the damage you need. It may also be worth it to run Luxurious Leisure on her so her damage gets higher and higher up until her 4th ult. This may be a way to burst through the boss. So up here we have Beacorn Bloom. She's used in most of these teams, although you see that she's run with Melania and Centurion. You don't actually have to do this. This is just the most popular clears. So if you go out here, another option if you don't have good enough damage is to use units such as Eternity, Bunny, or Cristallo. Eternity would be preferred here, but if you're using her for side 1, then Bunny is your next best choice. Let me go down here, and Bunny is an excellent
Where's
low
my
investment free to play
hanky?
option since she is a beast 4-star. One of her level 2 skills will inflict nasty wound for 2 turns, and the level 3 one will inflict nasty wound for 3 turns. This will block the healing that the boss receives by half. So her ultimate will also double up as a sustain, so you can bring in a support and another single target DPS. If you can dish out more than 4 to 5k damage a turn, then this stage should be clearable for you. So the general strategy is just to farm ults and level up cards for the first 3 turns, as the boss will take 20% of its own HP every turn. Once it's below 50% HP, you should try and burst the boss down and pray that your damage is enough to kill before the healing overwhelms you. Like I said before, if you like a high DPS option, then you should try Bunny for her nasty wound. Next, I'll cover Limbo 6-1. This stage is also quite easy, just like 5-1, and doesn't require many specific units. The boss here is the Source, who is the Beast alignment, which is kind of cursed. And the general strategy here is just to kill the other small units first. They not only do a lot of damage, but the enemy will take 4 actions if they are all alive. When they die, then the Source will only do 2 actions every turn. The Source herself doesn't do a lot of damage, but she does heal for a decent amount, and she can reduce Moxie with her ultimate. If she gets hit 5 times, the next turn she will become immune to all CCs except for Moxie Steel, and every attack will only do 1 damage. The top units here are once again Sonetto, Balloon Party, and Eternity. Eternity is the easiest way to clear the stage. Her nasty wound will stop the Source from healing too much, and she can solo very easily. The recommended level here would be Insight 3, Level 20, and Resonate 10. This will get you a clear in 12 rounds pretty easily. You can likely clear this with full stars with some smaller investment as well, but this is the easiest way to do it comfortably. Everyone else are just normal DPS such as Regulus, Lelia, A-Knight, etc. And also just general supports and sustains. Charlie and Voyager are also used here quite a lot. These are probably the 2 best units on the stage in my opinion, other than Eternity. So if we go pair, Charlie has a very high single target damage, which can take out the small mobs quite quickly, and can also destroy Lissource's HP. Her ultimate also is a Dispel, which can get rid of Lissource's stacks of immunity, but it's important to note though that she can't dispel the immunity once it's been acquired. Voyager is also a very strong unit on the stage because of her Insight 1 and 3. After she does 4 actions, she will give Silence for 1 turn, which will block the Source's heal, and if you have Insight 3, it will also give Seal, which blocks ults. Her ult will also remove 2 Moxie from the Source, and since she only gets to act twice every turn, this will block the Source from ulting for 2 full turns if you cast her ultimate when the Source is using hers. Now we move on to Limbo 6-2, where we face against Forget-Me-Not. He has big damage nukes with his basic attack, and a Petrified with his other skill, and his ult does a lot of damage over time. When he drops below 50% HP, he will also heal most of the damage he's taken. The top units here are Beacorn Bloom, mainly for her high DPS and seal, Melania for her single target nuke, and then also units such as Sotheby, Ananle, and Centurion. Other notable units here are Druvis III and A-Knight. Uh, Everyone else really is just very standard, I guess. Some tips for this stage is to kill the small mobs one by one if possible. When they die, every enemy will lose 1 Moxie. This means characters like Melania and Beacorn Bloom aren't exactly needed since killing the enemies will act as a Moxie dispeller. X is a niche character on the stage that performs very well. His Dispel will get rid of the abundant buffs that Forget-Me-Not has, and his Petrify skill will only trigger if 2 positive effects are on him, which means you can completely negate this effect with X or even Charlie. Over time, Forget-Me-Not will get more and more stacks, which will give him a 2% damage boost. To get rid of this, make sure to frequently use ults on him, which will reset these stacks back to 0. Once again, I'm going to recommend Eternity and Bunny Bunny on the stage to cut his mega heal in half. Other than this, I'd also recommend bringing in a strong healer as well since he hits for a lot, even without using his ult. I would recommend your DPS being Insight 3, but this is not needed. It will just make your run a lot smoother. Hopefully this video will help you clear this new Limbo, and if you're still stuck, then just level up your characters. You can eventually brute force all of the content in this game if you are a high enough level. If you want to see another deep depth analysis like the one I did for Melania, then make sure to go to my community tab and vote on which character I should make the next one on. Thank you for watching and goodbye.